Hello everyone, I'm Yusuf. I'm a patient consultation expert from Wannabe Taller team. If you don't know yet, our team is specialized in limb lengthening, limb deformity correction, and other orthopedic surgeries and all the related services in Turkey. In our new video series, we will try to provide information about various aspects of limb lengthening procedures such as budget planning, traveling from abroad, pre and post surgery arrangements, what to expect in terms of height gain results, possible complications, pain and difficulties, and so on. We will try to cover whatever you imagine and think and are concerned about limb lengthening surgery. We will try to answer all of your questions. In this particular video, we will try to put some light on topics such as surgery costs, what is covered by our surgery costs and what is paid separately, what is not covered, how much money to have with you to feel secure and not run out of money, and what are the accepted payment methods, and so on. So let's first go through the surgery methods that our doctors apply and their costs. You are probably familiar with them from our website. And here are these four methods. The most recent, advanced, and the most high-tech one is precise stride method. It costs 54,500 euros. The previous version of the same device, precise 2-nail, this method costs 35,250 euros. LON method, this one is the most preferred method by the majority of our patients. This costs 17,000 euros. And now we have fully external Holyfix method here. You see it's a monolateral device. Yeah, so this is Holyfix device and this one is Ilizarov. They are based on the same principles, just the devices are different. So they cost, these two methods cost 13,500 euros. So now you probably wonder about what is included in the surgery costs. Let's see what services are covered. And we have here meeting and greeting our patients at the airport and transportation to the hotel or hospital and back. So what does it mean? Our teammates keep contact with the patient by means of WhatsApp or other messaging apps before and during their trip to Istanbul, so that we are already at the airport when the patient arrives. Our guests are taken with a VIP transportation to their hotel. In a similar manner, we take our patients back to the airport when they have finished their procedure and they are about to return back home. Accommodation at a hotel, you can see here 1 day because it's the time when you arrive in Turkey. Usually it's not possible to have this surgery on the same day you arrive in Istanbul. Most of our patients are coming from countries far from Turkey, usually late in the night or early in the morning, and they are usually exhausted from a long airplane trip. So you are required to go through several medical tests. That's another thing to consider. So you go through blood tests and x-rays are taken in order to consider you eligible for a serious surgery such as limb lengthening. And all of these procedures take 1 day or so, maximum 2 days or maybe 1.5 days till the results are announced. And having a good rest in a comfortable hotel is really important in this scenario. For this reason, we reserve a room at a 5-star hotel so that you are fully recharged for the next day. And an Istanbul tour, we want you to have beautiful impressions from your Istanbul trip and get motivated before your surgery, because it takes away most of the anxiety and gives a chance to our patients to have some good time and explore the beauty and history of Istanbul before the months-long, difficult and painful limb lengthening experience. We have seen that most of our patients have the anxiety and they are at the brink of going back home and not having this surgery at all, because like when this final the important day approaches, you become really nervous. And with this tour, I believe that our patients have some good impressions about their trip to Turkey, especially when they travel for the first time. So, like what we have here, medical examinations before the surgery. Like on the same or the next day of your arrival to Istanbul, we will accompany you to the hospital for X-ray imaging and blood tests. Obviously, this will cost money, but we have included them in the surgery cost so that you don't pay extra to several different things. I mean, X-rays, blood tests, maybe there are some additional tests if you have had any kind of disease in the past. 5 days of hospitalization. Staying for the first several days at the hospital after surgery is usually enough for our patients. This is usually the most critical part because patients have more pain and limitations. They cannot have enough freedom to move around and they need help to go to the toilet, to wash their hands, maybe go out from the room. Also, the patients are under control at the hospital to prevent and intervene any possible complications such as embolism. So during this period, patients are provided blood thinner medicine, which is also called anticoagulants. Their bandages are changed. The patients are frequently checked by the medical team. Of course, we got this essential period of hospitalization and necessary medicaments and procedures covered up in surgery cost. And we also provide walker or crutches and wheelchair when needed, because on the next day after surgery, the patients are assisted to take a few steps with the help of a walker. Yeah, also at times the patients are having too much pain or cannot walk, and in this situation a wheelchair is needed. So in better days, patients need crutches to walk around, like when the walker is not needed anymore. And all these supporting devices to help your walking are provided by Wannabe Taller team with no additional cost, so it's all covered by the surgery cost. And we also have, of course, free consultations with doctors and consultants. Like, you don't pay every time to visit your doctor to have his opinion or to communicate with us. Like, this is our policy for a long time now. Totally free consultation so that our patients can ask any kind of questions. They get all the necessary and useful info. And finally, we have to mention one more thing. Device removal surgery is usually considered as a separate minor surgery. Like, this is done after several months after the surgery, limb lengthening surgery. So it's charged separately. And let's say with Holofix method, there are external devices and they have to be removed after around 9 months, maybe 1 year, depending on the patient. And like in LON method, we have also noted here, In LON, there are two types of devices. As you probably know, it's also called a combined surgery method. And external and internal devices are removed at different times. External ones after 3-4 months since the day of surgery, and the internal nails inside the bone, they are removed after 1 year up to 1.5 years, depending on the patient's bone consolidation speed. So these are charged separately, external separately and internal separately. And these device removal surgeries include 1 night of hospital stay, the costs, the fees of x-rays, and also the medical tests and medicaments used in the hospital room. I have forgotten to include one major service which is also included in the surgery cost, and it's an English-speaking caretaker who will be around the whole day, like day and night, during your hospital stay. Of course, like whenever you need some help, maybe bringing a glass of water to communicate with the hospital staff and nurses, assistant doctors, or maybe you want something from outside of hospital to buy, you have some important things to buy or bring, or just you want to have somebody around for the moments when you have pain or get up in the middle of night with pain and difficulties, you need some kind of assistance. In all these situations, a caretaker is the perfect solution, and we have been arranging a caretaker for our patients, especially when they come alone, and they have always thanked us and given positive feedback about how useful this service is. Of course, it's optional. I mean, like, it's not compulsory that you have this caretaker around you. Like, if you have come with somebody from the family or one of your friends, then you can just opt out the service and not use caretaker service. But this is a good, important thing to have around. I mean, a person who will take care of you, and especially a person who speaks your language. While many nurses and hospital staff may speak only Turkish, they may not have English or speak your language, so this is really good to have somebody. We also have some other things covered by the surgery costs, such as all hospital charges related to the operating room and recovery room, the fees of surgeon, anesthesiologist, surgery assistant, and hospital fees, and also finally the costs of devices and materials that are used in limb lengthening surgery. Many of you are concerned about returning back to your country as early as possible after surgery, and while another group of our patients would prefer staying in Istanbul for extended period, such as several weeks or months. If you feel good and doctor also approves, then after 5 to 7 days from your surgery, you can be allowed to return back home. In this scenario, you will need to get physiotherapy service, have your x-rays taken regularly once in a month or maybe once in 2 months, and all other medications and equipment on your own. So when you go back to your country, you need to do all of these on your own and pay for them separately. And in some countries, for example, United States and Canada, it's a long and complicated process to get access to medical services such as X-ray imaging. You may even not be able to get a copy of your X-ray image to send to your doctor, or you may have difficulties with getting a physiotherapist to visit you at your place. So to eradicate all of these possible problems and obstacles, we highly recommend our patients to stay in Istanbul for the period of bone lengthening, which takes approximately 2-3 months. For our dear patients, we have made service packages which include the most important services, needed for a healthy and safe limb lengthening experience. I want to show you these services. So here is one of the packages, standard package. First, let's see the standard package. We have accommodation at a 3-star hotel and 3 meals a day. This costs around 1,250 euros. So we have physiotherapy service, which costs 120 euros. This is the monthly cost, and you get 4 sessions per month, like 1 session every week. X-rays are 150 euros. Medications such as painkillers, bandage materials, antiseptics, these will cost 80 euros, and the total monthly cost of the package is 1,600 euros per month. And we have the premium package here. The premium package includes accommodation at a 4 or 5-star hotel. So the hotel is different in this package. It costs 1,950 euros. This one also covers 3 meals a day, as in the other package as well. The physiotherapy here is 3 sessions per week, like once in every 2 days. So the monthly cost will be 450 euros. Also, I want to mention that the physiotherapists come to your hotel room or your apartment and give service where you are currently based at in Istanbul. The total cost of this package is 2,750 euros per month. I want to mention one important thing about the physiotherapy service. As you could see in the standard package, let's see the standard package. We had 1 session per week, and this is the minimal recommended amount of physiotherapy, as I mentioned before. But it's always better to get more physiotherapy service and train your leg muscles more intensively for faster recovery, because our patients who don't get any physiotherapy at all struggle to return to their daily life activities and spend more time to fully recover. Like, there are patients who do exercises on their own and think that it's enough. No, it's not enough, and we strongly recommend and insist that you get physiotherapy. For those with limited budgets, we have included this 1 session per week in the standard package, so that they still get this important service. But patients who choose standard package should also support their trainings with daily exercises recommended by their doctor or physiotherapist. If you get the premium package, on the other hand, you get 1 session in 2 days. Like, you have a session today, then without physio on the next day, and again physiotherapy, and so on. But still, it's always a good idea to do stretching exercises on your own, at least for several minutes every day. I would like to tell a few things about Turkish food as well, and also like what you get in regards to food in Turkey, in the hospital, in your hotel. The food provided by the hospital is well balanced and quite nutritive. Of course, it's nothing like luxury food, but still provides good energy and has all the vitamins, proteins. It's a well balanced diet. And after being released from the hospital, you can either get food service from your hotel, like you can eat every day at your hotel restaurant, or of course you can order it from somewhere else. There are services such as Yemek Sepeti in Turkey. Let's see how this works. In this website you can choose your city. Let's choose Istanbul here. It has an English version, as you can see. Okay, let's tell a few things about the hotels. There is a number of hotels in Istanbul which have agreements with us, and they provide lower than their regular prices to our patients. Here you can see the list of some of these hotels. We have Hilton DoubleTree. Let's visit the websites. I have put the links here. And just have an idea of how it looks like. Let's move to the rooms. Really nice. This is a 5-star hotel, by the way, and we mainly book this hotel, a room in this hotel for our patients who visit first time, and they stay here one night, then they go to the hospital on the next day for the medical tests. So the other one is Elite World Europe Hotel. Here is it. These are the rooms. It also has similar standards to the previous one, Hilton DoubleTree, with all kinds of facilities. So I think you got the idea. And okay, our other partner hotel is Dab Hotel. This one is a 3-star hotel, and our patients who want to stay for long periods, maybe 1 to 3 months, they usually prefer this one because it's really close to the hospital, and it also provides good quality for its price. Okay, these are the rooms. Okay, so here we have, we will talk about this one a little later. Tempo Hotel. There are several Tempo hotels, but this one is close to the city center and the Ataturk airport. And the rooms look like this one. You can see here. And it's also a 3-star hotel. So this one, My House Suites Hotel, it's not really like a typical hotel, but it's more like a flat apartment because it has a mini kitchen, as you can see here. It's like a studio apartment, so you have your own kitchen and bathroom and all the facilities such as a typical house. I mean, not the house, but flat. So this is also cheaper than the other options such as Hilton and Elite World, and you can stay for long periods in this type of apartment hotels. We would like to also emphasize one important thing. Please make your financial arrangements in a way that you have at least 1,000 to 3,000 euros extra. Maybe 1,500, 2,000, it depends on your budget, but it's always better to have some extra money with you, apart from the surgery cost and the expenses of staying in Turkey, because no matter how small is the possibility of complications, it's still a serious surgery, and the following procedure after the surgery, it takes months. It doesn't all end at the operation room with a successfully executed surgery, because in the post-surgery period there are some things that possibly may go wrong. There are a few things that may go wrong, so I would like to go through some of them, or examples like from our real experience with the patients. First of all, a complication may happen and it may require additional medicaments, treatments and corrective surgery. Our team does everything possible in order to minimize these costs for our patients. If we give an example, once we had a patient who had undergone precise 2.2 surgery, and he had fast union of bones, like his bones consolidated earlier than it was expected to consolidate. The internal nail was stuck in the bone, and it was impossible to further lengthen the bone because the bone had already partially healed in the middle of the distraction period. This patient had to undergo a relatively minor surgery where a second osteotomy was performed, and the bone was recut in order to resume the lengthening process. After negotiating with hospital management, we minimized the surgery cost for the favor of our patient. As I mentioned earlier, when something happens, when you need a corrective surgery or additional treatments, we always try to minimize all these costs by talking to the hospital, talking to the material provider, trying to get the cheapest medicine from the drugstores. And recently there has been a case where the patient's return ticket was postponed, and the flight was cancelled. The patient had a very tight budget, and it was difficult for him to afford accommodation for several more days. It was a hard moment for our team as well, because we reached out and mediated between them and hotel staff and hospital staff, and with some difficulties we could get some privileges for the patient. So they found a way for our patient, but it really required somebody who is a local of Istanbul and who knows this hospital and hotel staff. For avoiding these kind of unpleasant surprises, it's always better to have some money with you. And I hope this video was useful for people who are considering or planning their limb lengthening surgery in Turkey. This is all we wanted to say in this video. Take care for now. We will meet in our future videos, and thanks for watching.